gotta get up in that mic, bruh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah. 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 Look at that. Look at that cat.
Don't forget your Zin is sitting right there.
No, on my jacket.
Oh, that's your jacket.
That's my Nayaka.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by inviting you to check out Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. February 15th, I'm doing a big trivia night fundraiser in, I believe, Edwardsville or maybe in Hamel proper. Check with Caddyshack on all of their stuff for details about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Baby brother will be filling in for me at the Bluewood that week. Record-breaking 19 teams at trivia at the Bluewood this week. I do a free trivia game every Thursday night at the Bluewood Brewing down here at Cherokee and Limp.
Do I need to use Excel when I'm charting that shit?
I do it all on the paper. Anyway,
it's a lot for the papers.
But yes, if there's ever a time I'm not there, my first choice for sub is always my baby brother. We have a couple other really great subs, but continuity of service, you know what I mean? A lot of those trivia people are fans of this show now, so shout out to them. Some of them even on Patreon. Patreon is the best way to support this show financially. It also gives you access to exclusive content I post every week, in progress stuff, behind the scenes stuff, exclusive content of all kinds, music. A lot of it is related to the music I make. And you could buy artifacts there. You could buy an anthology of my full quality master files of a lot of the music I've published.
Anthology.
It's nice to
Like
have
a Twilight
one.
Zone, but music.
But you could also just give us $1 a week to support this show and to have access to all kinds of stuff you can't get anywhere else. And have you checked out any more of that stuff lately? The Patreon?
I haven't. I'll be completely
Oh
honest.
my
I've been
God.
very busy.
It's so easy. I spend a lot of my time on Patreon because I support a couple creators.
I
who
gotta listen
pump
to it
stuff
more.
out all the time.
It's just there's so much going on right now. It's a very busy time.
I think we'll probably eventually, if we could grow it a little bit, then I'd like to do a weekly additional pod exclusive to that. But let's try to get this one
like
going.
a Patreon review pod. Review pod. Sorry, review. Patreon.
I don't know what it's a review of
your Patreon and its content. Do a little mini pod.
So, No Antics. I was with them today working on some content. New single just came out yesterday. That's Fembots. Came out January 26th.
I listened to it yesterday.
We recorded backing vocals of that with some of our fans, our good friends who come to a lot of our shows, met us up at our home bar, The Get Down, here in St. Louis on Van de Venner, I think, and screamed that at Molly while I kind of tried to help them. And it made the record, and the record is out. And more new singles. We were just planning out our next several releases. We want to do singles and videos and stuff kind of on a really rapid rotating schedule. So lots of exciting stuff. No Antics. Stay tuned for that. We mentioned Blinded by Stereo last time we were here. Really great stuff coming from them. We're playing at Central Stage first week in February. I want to say it's the first Thursday.
Can you help me real quick?
In February.
Where is Central Stage?
Okay, it was the second Creepy Crawl.
Ooh.
It's in the basement of what is now KDHX.
Okay.
But then it was KDHX's own space, and then they said, we don't really need this floor space. And so now it's its own venue called Central Stage. But it's right there in Grand Center.
Well,
Good call.
KDHX, they do things sometimes. They'd be doing the things.
They'd be, clips. If you follow us on any of these social media platforms across the top of your screen here, we've been posting clips on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok every day, all week this week, and I think all week last week. I've been scheduling them out. You get them at 4:20 a.m. Any given day, and people really, really love them. About 10 times more people are seeing the clips on one given platform than actually watch the full episode of the show, which I'm fine with.
Are you experiencing more views of the clips on a specific platform?
Well,
I see them on TikTok when I'm just scrolling, and I'm like, oh, hey, new clip, nice.
It just depends. Like, for some reason, maybe people are making less YouTube Shorts, but YouTube Shorts, I can get like 3,000 views out of a clip without having to promote it or anything. Whereas on TikTok, that same clip may get like 300 views, and then who knows?
Well, it's also, I feel like in my experience, it's a lot easier probably to get exposure via YouTube Shorts because of all the people in our generation and younger that are like those iPad children that need to watch YouTube while they're, like eating food or whatever. You ever try like watching TikTok in the shower and it's like, oh, I got to scroll every like 10 seconds. So, but then you do a good YouTube video, and then when that video's over, you have the option to just move on to some shorts. It gets a little hot. You don't feel like having full pant legs. You got to get them shorts.
Pant legs.
Mm-hmm. So that would make sense if you're getting more views on YouTube. But I seen them on the Instagrams. I seen them on the TikToks. I seen them on that's about it. That's about what I've been at. But other places.
Well, good. So, you're going to want to follow us on any of those given platforms. If you have a preference, that's great. Feel free to let me know.
Clips.
You got to clip it.
You got to clip it before you snip it. Well, no, actually, that is true in some ways.
Really?
Yeah. Like, let's say you're about to perform some sort of a surgery that requires you to clip off or clamp an artery before you do any more cutting because you don't want someone to bleed out. So that'd be clipping it before you snip it.
Jesus.
Well, that's real. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a very real application.
That's a little too real.
But, sometimes you got to clip it before you snip it.
Yeah. Anyway.
That wasn't that weird.
No. You want to dive into some of this gobbledygook? Man, what was this? Man involved in hostage situation at downtown St. Louis hotel brought out on stretcher. St. Louis police said an armed man had been locked inside a hotel room with a woman and her 2 children.
Oh, my Lord. What hotel?
An hours-long hostage situation at a downtown St. Louis hotel room came to an end late Wednesday afternoon. 2 children were released from a hostage situation at a downtown St. Louis hotel room, but a woman remained held against her will into the afternoon.
It sounds like it was an hour long. So was it at
St. Louis?
Noon? Was it at 11 a.m. and then it ended at noon? You said it was an hour long.
St. Louis police said the children and the man knew each other but did not specify their relationship. Shortly before 5 p.m., a 5 on your side cruising.
What about the woman?
Police said the woman was released at 3:40 and the man surrendered just before 4:30.
Oh.
The man had no injuries and was transported to a hospital for evaluation.
Well, wait, so he had a relationship with the children, but not with the woman?
Well, I didn't say that.
I thought that's what you said.
No, that was their mother. That was the mother of those children.
That would make sense. I wouldn't think it would be a man, 2 children,
kids knew
and then
him,
some strange woman.
but I don't think that's their father.
Oh, I got it. So they already had an
it was on the
established
second
relationship
floor.
with
I'm not
said
seeing
fella.
what hotel. Maybe they don't. Maybe they agreed not to say
For
which
publicity
hotel.
reasons, I would probably not want to stay at a hotel.
Please don't tell them it was my hotel. Oh, it was the Drury Plaza.
Oh, there it is.
By the Archfront.
Well, I won't be staying there anytime soon.
But it looks like that was resolved peacefully.
Wow. Well, that's good.
So
and
I'm
also,
going to raise that up in prayer.
Are there any details on the degree of the hostage taking? Would it have been like a gun or a knife?
No, I think he was armed, but I think he surrendered.
Mm-hmm. Or was he like just threatening to bite them if they tried to leave?
That's I don't held against their will. It doesn't necessarily say at gunpoint.
Well, if you tell a child if you try to leave this room, I'll bite you. that could very well.
It's going to work for a long time for a lot of kids. It takes a special kind of kid
situation
to look at a grown man and say, he's not actually going to bite me. I'm busting out of here.
Some kids are just
It takes
ruthless.
a special kind of kid to say,
Some children lack empathy, so, what else could they lack? On a social degree. They might just be like, bite me, bitch, you won't. That's cap.
Do kids say that to you a lot?
I don't talk to children much. I haven't had an ongoing conversation with a child, I don't think, since I work in pediatrics. No, but I just don't really have any kids in my life that I have to, like, you're a teacher, so that's one thing. Like, I used to work in pediatrics, and sure, I would talk to kids all the time because they were just there, and I kind of was responsible for taking care of them. But yeah, it'd be weird now.
Just to even encounter one.
Yeah, like, why is this baby talking to me?
What would you say to a baby right now?
Where are your parents? That's like that kid that told that guy that was doing the news report at the fireworks stand. He's like, what kind of fireworks you got there? And he's like, wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh,
yeah.
Where are your parents? That's exactly it. Mm-hmm. Like that situation. Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
You're going to love this. City threatens to condemn blah, blah, blah. City threatens to condemn bar PM building over damage caused by the cops. A police SUV slammed into the LGBTQ bar on December 18th. We covered that on this show.
No, that is not fair.
And so they crashed the car into the building, then arrested the co-owner for felony assault.
Dropped it down to a misdemeanor immediately. And then they were told by the city their building could be condemned because of the extent of the damage caused by the cop car. They dropped it from felony to misdemeanor so quickly that they didn't even finish the sentence. They said felony assault of a misdemeanor.
Yeah, felony misdemeanor, sir. It's a felony misdemeanor.
Felony assault
sir.
demeanor. That's what they said. They couldn't even get the full sentence out because they knew it was if the glove don't fit, you're full of shit.
Yeah,
that's what they said. And that glove did
can't
not fit.
imagine that the police department wouldn't have insurance that could cover the damages.
Well, I know they get plenty of money from the city to handle situations.
He's due in court on the second
settlements, but it's like good, and I hope that the bar, stays open. But I guess if they're going to condemn the building before any of that carries out, they might be out of luck for a while. They might get a bunch of money in some sort of settlement situation and then just open the bar elsewhere. But didn't the owner live above the bar? So is his residence condemned?
It's saying the letter was really generic, and it's saying that
the letter,
somebody sent them a letter,
was generic.
It was generic, saying that consequences could include condemnation of the building, but it was not a threat to do so.
Is that when they put a big condom on the building?
They put a giant prophylactic around the building. And the police chief, Robert Tracy, addressed the incident for the first time in a press conference earlier this month, saying, I feel bad, and I'm sorry that their establishment got hit.
Oh, well, that's also, not claiming any faults, and that makes sense. And that's, bare minimum. Bare minimum.
But why would he feel bad?
Well, I mean, he clearly doesn't, I'm sure. We're talking about Bobby Tracy.
Robert Tracy, that is correct.
Yeah, no, I know Bobby Tracy. We went to grade school.
You see that white box? It's touching my disco ball in a way that is preventing free float.
This box?
Yeah. See, look at my disco ball. Now it's got a little wiggle.
What is this?
That's a microphone.
Cool. Is it floating better for you now?
Yeah, it's a good float. I see, because I can get it. The camera catches that, baby. Let me tell you.
You got to capture.
Don't hold it, though. Do not hold it. That's the whole point. It's supposed to wiggle. It is supposed to wiggle.
Gotta capture that magic.
I'm always playing with how this screen should look. I need to really do some soul searching, because a live stream really...
I think you need to have more graphics.
I feel like there's too much on here.
I can't see it from here. So.
You know what it looks like, though. You know what the show...
I don't know if I do. Oh, my God. But you know what? I believe you. And I believe in you.
Well, thank you. Mm-hmm. So Morris is due in court February 2nd. Chad Morris is the co-owner of Bar PM, the real victim of the whole situation here with the police running into his building.
Oh, how horrible.
So pray for him, and I don't know. I mean, keep your eyes on it.
Thoughts and prayers.
I saw Elvis Costello last night. Got invited with some of the Blinded by Stereo guys. Somebody couldn't go who was going to go.
Sorry.
Those guys really like Elvis Costello, and they were really upset because the show wasn't very good. However, considering that I got to go kind of last minute and for free, I thought it was worth it. However, the band was just really sloppy. I think 3 of them were the original imposters, and that's not always better. Having all the original dudes.
I mean, like really big comparison there when the Stones came and played
exactly the first thing I said.
And Keith Richards and Mick Jagger were just not synced up at all because they haven't talked in forever. And so I know multiple people that were so excited for that show and then had the exact same feedback, which was that it kind of fucking sucked. But don't meet your heroes.
Well, and also, but the Rolling Stones are a great example because
they're dinosaurs.
They don't replace the old guys that leave or die with old guys. They replace them with like professional, often musicians of color who are half their age.
That's like that the bassist that joined Metallica. That was like that.
He's like Ecuadorian.
I thought he was like Somalian.
Oh, Somalian? Mm-hmm. From Somalia? Mm-hmm. The bassist from Metallica.
No, I misspoke. It's something else. But either way, he was like 25, 30 years younger than all those fuckers.
100 years.
Well, yeah.
He's just a boy compared to those old gentlemen.
Well, no, now he's probably like in his 40s and they're like in their 90s.
What if he's just Mexican or something? And
you
surmised he was Somalian?
Not Somalian.
That's really weird.
Samoan. That's
Samoan is closer.
That would make more sense.
Because he's got that ponytail, I believe it.
I said Somalian. I meant Samoan.
Samoa, I mean...
He wasn't a pirate. He was...
Are you saying all Somalis are pirates?
No. But when you think of Somalians, do you not think of, like, the pirates in that Wes Anderson movie? Life Aquatic.
Oh, I was thinking about the real Somalian pirates, like in the Tom Hanks movie.
The Captain Phillips.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one, too.
Oh, you know what I found out? The guy that got famous for the I Am the Captain Now?
Yeah.
That guy? Yeah, he doesn't act. He got $65,000 for that role.
And retired.
And he went back to work at his brother's, like, cell phone store. Like, he completely got out of it.
Oh, I thought he was back in Somalia.
No,
because he could retire on 65 down there.
I think he's in like California or something, working at a cell phone store, and like, I mean, I'm sure it brings in decent business because it's like, oh fuck, are you the guy from the movie with Tom Hanks about the pirates? And he's like, yeah, that's me. I am the captain now. And then they buy 3 cell phones, even though they only came there for 1. Maybe. But can you imagine being like universally known in memes that are created from a movie? A lot of that is probably that. But getting paid only $65,000 for that iconic role. And then dropping off the map, and then just working in a cell phone store. I'm just going to keep doing that upward inflection.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's funny.
I
don't know. It's kind of crazy. Either way, back to it though. Elvis Costello sucked.
Well, he himself, his vocals sounded good. But when he would play guitar, you could tell his guitar amps were probably too loud behind him. So the best his voice sounded is actually when he himself played piano and he had no noise pollution on his microphone.
Oh,
but
interesting.
It was at the factory and I had never been there before.
I've seen like 3 shows there, and Angel Olsen was great at the factory.
But I don't think I liked the sound system because the house music that was on when I walked in sounded like shit.
And then like Munchat Dolma or whatever the fuck that band is called. I went and saw them.
That's cool.
Yeah, but the worst part was because that band got famous for some audio on TikTok. They didn't get famous for it, but they had some audio blow up on TikTok. And so there was a bunch of like 21-year-olds there trying to mosh during a not moshable set. and like screaming and taking big selfies, and it ruined the fucking show. Like it was very upsetting. It literally ruined the experience. I tried to enjoy the show, but there was a bunch of fucking kids just like, hey, oh, and they were trying to do like a, what's it called when they do the big circle mosh pit, and like one bumped into me, and I just kind of like threw back at him because I was like, this is fucking, I don't like that. And he just kept going, kept bouncing. Shirts were taken off, and it's like the music was not that. It didn't require that level of energy.
Correct.
So yeah, no. Overall, yeah, bad experience.
But I don't think I like that venue. I walked in and it reminded me of the theater on that Carnival cruise ship we took in 1999.
Do you really expect me to remember anything from that cruise ship other than the taste of the saltwater pool, which was gross? That happened to me,
you're not supposed to taste the pool.
I didn't want to. It happened, and then the all you could eat pizza and ice cream, which is what we took advantage of.
That's what was fun.
So much pizza, so much ice cream. The ice cream pizza, gross. The pizza flavored ice cream, delightful. But that's all I really captured from that.
I think, because
you could have put me in just a room with pizza and ice cream and told me I was on a cruise ship, and I've been like, cool. That's it.
Yeah, and so that's what the factory looks like. It looks like the theater on a cruise ship.
So it's too much floor space, not enough seating. They never actually open up the upstairs seating unless it's a huge show.
We were in the balcony. It was open.
Shane Gillis was there recently, and I'm sure that was a packed, situation there. Because what better place to put Shane Gillis than in Chesterfield?
So I thought Elvis's vocals were good. Guitar was cool. Charlie Sexton was playing guitar. He used to play for like Bob Dylan, and I think he played with Neil Young.
I've definitely heard the name.
Yeah, and
Charlie
you would recognize
Sexton.
his face too. He had a little plastic surgery.
Oh, who doesn't?
You know what? I'm gonna get some. Mom got her Botox this
Mom
morning.
got the Botox, and she lied and said she was getting her eyebrows done, and she got the Botox.
It does enhance the eyebrow work, though.
Yeah, and also she has less wrinkles in her forehead than I do.
Oh, her forehead looks so good, and she does the eyebrow threading.
You could bounce a nickel off that forehead. It's so tight right now.
With the Botox, you can't do them like right at the same time. But
you also definitely shouldn't bounce a nickel off that forehead for the first 48 hours.
It's a great regiment for upper face. If you're doing upper face work,
I kind of enjoy the lines over time.
Well, that's male privilege, I think.
No,
she doesn't enjoy them because she feels.
I like to think of the flaws, quote unquote, that develop on someone over time with age should be appreciated and not hidden. Like like when that art of when they break like a pot and then they put the pot back together. That Kintsugi, thank you.
It was a Death Cab album.
Oh, nice. I'm not big on Death Cab.
But they were on David Letterman in his final season to promote it.
But so, when they just do the gold and it kind of accents and accentuates the cracked lines instead of eliminating them entirely. And I was like, you know what? People should treat their faces like that. And I'm only saying this because
their faces with gold.
I know that I've been exposing myself to too much sunlight in the last few years. So I definitely have more lines on my face than usual. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Maybe down the line, I'm never going to get like the Judge Reinhold cheek implants. I'm never going to go full
Judge
Mickey.
Reinhold?
That's the guy who was the tall, skinny cop from Beverly Hills Cop. He got some cheek implants in the late 90s, and he looks god-awful still today. You can't bounce back.
His first name was Judge?
Is it Judge Reinhold or Reinhardt?
Reinhold.
Reinhold, thank you.
I mean, it looks like plastic surgery. I don't know that it immediately.
He didn't go full Mickey Rourke.
Mickey.
You
keep saying Nicky.
No, I said Mickey.
You said I was like,
you misheard me earlier too. You got to get your ears checked.
Huh?
Exactly.
Judge Reinhold, who is a beloved American treasure.
He's also the stepdad in the first Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. He's a therapist or a psychiatrist. He wanted a weenie whistle.
And he never got his weenie whistle.
No, he got it at the end of the movie from Tim Allen.
But as a child.
Oh, yeah, no, he never got, but he got it as an adult to make him believe in Christmas and Santa Claus again. But it also was the guy that used to shtup his wife, so.
Can you say that?
Shtup? I mean, they had a kid, so some shtupping happened at one point. Max.
Which one is this? This is. Okay, I'm putting Judge Reinhold's face on the screen.
Why you got to do that to people?
Just because I need people to see what I'm seeing.
I'm
seeing this
you
for the
see
first time.
what I see? His face got some implants.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with it. If it makes you feel better, go for it.
He looks happy.
I sometimes just don't think it's necessary. But then again, it's your face, it's your body. If you want to put some stuff in there that tightens it up, you know what also works?
Because it still looks like him.
You know what also works? Preparation H will tighten the skin temporarily.
He looks like he could use some of that.
So
now.
sometimes people put that on like their torsos during like model photo shoots to keep their stomachs and their chests tight.
The most alarming thing is his eyes are not level anymore.
Well, that'll happen. Mm-hmm.
But it's apparent.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a mugshot here.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes have always been slanted like that, though, where one is lower than the other.
Yeah. Well, that he's one of those actors that, he was heavily involved with SAG.
He's a tall guy, too.
He's heavily involved with the SAG.
Oh, he's a big SAG guy?
He's a big SAG guy.
He was really in the SAG?
Yeah, so invested in SAG that he now, a part of his face sags a little bit.
Oh, that's awful.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, and then here he's in a movie with a mustache, and it's terrible.
I bet he would look okay with a mustache.
No, this is... I don't know. This is probably not good radio.
But also my thought, how good did Elvis Costello sound compared to his earlier works? Like, was it like, he sounds great for his age?
No, vocally, really, it wasn't bad. It was more like the tempo of him with the other people, and I don't know if they could hear themselves appropriately. His amps were definitely too loud on stage, I could tell.
But that stage is so big that should not have been an issue.
No, it is when you get a fucking geriatric asshole who's like, I gotta crank it up, I gotta, So, and there was one part where he talked for like 13 straight minutes, and I'm like, I'm gonna hang myself with a jump rope. But overall, I do not regret going. But it was just there were a couple times where it's like, guys,
you should see.
I've played tighter shows with literal children.
You should see other shows there, though, and don't give up on the space. But it is strange, and it's also weird just driving out there, all the way out there for a show. Like, hey, we didn't come out here for Topgolf and Annie Guns. We came out here to see Elvis Costello.
Well, if I was still drinking, I would never go out to a place like that. That's what I mean.
And it's also expensive to drink there. Actually, it's cheaper to get like a Deep Eddy and club soda than it is to get a beer. I figured that out after my second time there.
Did that upset you?
Not really. It was just kind of like, well, I mean, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I think I was getting like whiskey and water as my second time there because it was like, oh, this is cheaper than a beer.
And the High Point food looked good. I had eaten, so I didn't have any of it. But we hit that line pretty hard. That line was stacked up.
I believe it. Also, that front space could be bigger. Like they could have sacrificed a little bit of that floor space for a little bit more in the front. Because when the lines
this show was fully seated, so I don't know what the chairs look like down there, but they had chairs all the way up to the stage.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Okay, the shows I've been there, that whole floor space, other than like maybe 20 feet in the back, which is like VIP section tables and shit, is just standing. I stood the whole time. One time Danielle got tired, so I went down to one knee and let her sit on my knee. Because she wore these big old
boots. That is so gentlemanly.
Oh, well, she was hurting. And also I didn't mind kneeling because then I didn't have to be standing. But, I don't know if you know this, but my lower back hurts constantly.
Why?
Probably from not stretching enough and, poor body mechanics.
What's wrong with your body mechanics?
I don't know. Maybe like when I'm at work,
what are you doing?
I twist when I lift something heavy. I don't know. But my back hurts pretty much all the time. So if you got me standing on concrete in a concert for too long, eventually I got to go sit down.
Yeah.
I did that during Angel Olsen. I went out to the front area by concessions and I sat for like 20 minutes and I was like, I could still hear it, but like, oh, my back.
My God.
I'm just getting old.
Speaking of Elvis, did you hear that Austin Butler has hired a dialect coach because he's still talking like Elvis?
Oh, yeah. I think that might just be a goof. I don't think that's real.
You think he's pretending to still talk like Elvis?
I think that he got so invested in it. And yeah, you really think he's at home and he gets a phone call and he's like, hello, mama. Like, you think he fucking does that? No.
Because isn't he English or something?
He's probably like, hi, how's it going? I don't know. Like, that's like, what, do you think that Madonna,
oh my God, he's our age. He was born right in between you and me.
Do you think that Madonna came back from her time in Europe with that British accent and that was legit? Or do you think she was just fucking faking it? Speaking of which, did you hear that she's all kind of crazy right now?
Who?
Madonna.
Oh, we've talked about this.
She had a show in the last couple days in Canada, in like Toronto or Montreal or something, and came out and said, "What's up, Boston?" Like, she has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Losing her mind, poor thing.
It is kind of a bummer. It is kind of fun though.
Well, I mean, what do you do?
What do you do is what I'm saying.
Papa don't preach.
I'm in trouble deep.
It's just kind of, I don't know. It's sad that all these very influential characters from our youth and our parents' youths are just still trying to do it, and it's just not going well. Like when Paul McCartney was trying to sing for the Obamas. And it was just a really rough
I think he's
go.
okay. Paul McCartney live still is, I mean, fine. I mean, he's old, but I think compared to...
It's gotten to the point that Ringo is the most interesting Beatle to see.
No, I went to the Ringo show and I'd save yourself the trouble.
What do you mean? He puts on a good show.
Yeah, but at what cost?
I don't know. I can't really tell what kind of experience he's having up there because all of his expressions are hidden behind that schnoz.
And those glasses.
That big old nose and those little bitty glasses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Austin Butler, do you think he could have made up that he was stuck talking like Elvis to try to legitimize his portrayal?
I guess. But also, it's like, you don't gotta try that hard. And also, just do something else. Like, I don't know, Jamie Foxx got to play Ray Charles and they literally glued his eyelids shut. Do you really think he had trouble using them after being done with the filming of Ray?
We should ask him. I wonder how he's doing. Did we ever find out more about his health?
He got replaced by a clone, just like
it's
Kanye.
A clone, huh? I was going to ask.
He had a stroke. Remember, he had a really bad stroke on the set of that movie,
and they put a handicap ramp in his house.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, he's fine. It's like, nah, dude,
fam.
Nah. They were like, okay, we got to cut our losses, and then they took him out back, and they told him about the rabbits, and they shot him in the head, and then they brought out a clone. And what's really funny is he was just in a movie the one he had the stroke while filming. Did you see this movie? It was called They Clone Tyrone.
No.
And it was about how the government has underground labs in every major city that where someone who they need to occupy that city dies, they have a clone ready. It was a good one. I enjoyed it. And Jamie Foxx plays a pimp.
Isn't that the premise of the island, that they have clones on standby for body parts?
Those are clones on standby for rich people that need organs or anything like that. While this is, they have clones ready for if that person were to die when they don't plan on it happening, and then they just give them a brain wipe, put them in the previous day, and let them just keep on living. Keep on living, keep on living. But no, it's a really fun movie. I would recommend it. They cloned Tyrone.
But you're saying they really cloned Jamie Foxx?
I'm almost certain that Jamie Foxx had a stroke. They put him down. They put all of his memory up to date into a Jamie Foxx clone and then released him.
Now, that's the technology I'm interested in. How do they do that?
I think that we aren't told a lot of things about what...
How do we get told? That would be a real boost for our show if we could confirm something like this.
Well, you have to have that classified access. You have to have the access to the files. Access?
Ice-T is mad when you say that Jamie Foxx is a clone. It makes Mr. Ice-T mad.
Who's Ice-T?
Ice-T, the rapper from Law & Order.
Is he listening to your podcast?
No. Good question. No. He's told Entertainment Weekly that he doesn't like when people speculate that Jamie Foxx is a clone.
How does he feel about Kanye?
I don't know.
Because the worst part is Kanye's clone is an early production clone, so he has flaws. Like, his head is not the same shape.
Just last month, Business Insider felt it necessary to share with us that, or Jimmy Foxx felt it necessary to share with Business Insider in December, that he assures fans he's not a clone after his medical emergency.
Huh.
That's exactly... You know what
funny.
You know what?
Funny.
That's exactly what I would expect a clone to say.
It's funny that they feel it's so important to say that publicly. Because that's exactly what a clone would say. Yes, you are correct.
If I was a clone and people were saying, "Sir, are you a clone?" I would say, "Nah."
Like, I am not a scientist.
I'm not a Spider-Man.
I don't have access to confidential files made by the government or powers therein. But I can tell you that someone that has a bad enough stroke that they have to have certain things altered in their home so that they can access it, don't just bounce back and do fucking commercials and shit 2 months later. That's not how that happens.
Jamie Foxx assured fans that he isn't a clone after experiencing a mystery medical complication in April.
That's some clone ass shit right there.
The specifics of the emergency are still unknown, but the star was rushed to the hospital while filming the Netflix movie Back in Action in Atlanta, Georgia. The actor opened up more about his condition Monday night at a Critics' Choice Association event, revealing that at one point he couldn't walk.
So it was Back in Action. It was not They Cloned Tyrone.
Correct.
Well, they cloned Tyrone. You should still watch it.
Oh, yeah. Fox was honored with the Vanguard Award at the Critics' Choice Association's celebration of cinema and television honoring Black, Latino, and AAPI achievements. Per page 6, Fox appeared visibly emotional as he got up on stage. "You know, it's crazy. I couldn't do that 6 months ago. I couldn't actually walk," he said. The actor then alluded to conspiracy theories on social media over the summer that he had been cloned. "I'm not a clone. I'm not a clone. I know a lot of people who were saying I was cloned out there," he joked. "I want to thank everybody. I've been through something.
Right.
I've been through some things."
And George W. did not inhale, and Bill Clinton did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bill Clinton didn't inhale. He's the one that said he didn't.
Sorry, I mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah, both of those were Clinton. But it's funny you should mention that because I was thinking, you know where Jamie Foxx had dinner the night before his medical emergency?
Bill Clinton's.
George H.W. Bush's house.
Oh, H.W.?
That's who started the CIA, bro. It's all skull and bones.
Oh, well,
and if anyone was going to clone anybody, I bet you Jeb.
And also, you know, the best thing you can do is if somebody finds out too much at a dinner with a former president and then just so happens to have a stroke the next day, guess what you can do? You can kill him. And then you can put whatever memories you want into that clone, leaving out whatever information you might want to leave out.
Such as?
Whatever the fuck he found out at dinner with George H.W. Bush.
I made up that he had dinner there. I'd believe it, but I haven't heard that.
Man, you just let me get all up into that.
But that's always how a conspiracy... There's like 4 different conspiracy theories that...
lied.
I swear to God.
To me.
That is a direct line
Just now.
from like 4 different conspiracy theories that like, oh, and did you know he had dinner with George H.W. Bush? You don't know this? We've been talking about this since the first episode of this show.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Because it's just funny to me. It's like...
I wasn't on the first episode of the show.
No, I know.
The first episode of the show was named after a fried chicken or something like that.
Maybe it wasn't the very first. But, you know... Family of Secrets is a book by Russ Baker that you should read. Do you read a book ever? Do you read books ever? You can listen to a book.
What is a book?
It's like a podcast, but longer. Britney Spears did one. It was really good.
Are there visual effects? Is it like a movie?
It's got like a cover. You know what they should do for audiobooks is like
a DVD,
canvas.
like a DVD,
you know, like on Spotify,
has a cover, like a case.
Like on Spotify, you get the canvas, which is like the moving picture.
Yeah, get that. It's like a loop.
It's a loop. You should do that for audiobooks. You could have a different canvas for each chapter. I'm going to pioneer that. Cut that. Tell somebody. You know, I had the idea for the AI bot that makes our clips. I had that idea and
An AI bot makes our clips? I thought you made the clips.
My friend Opus makes them.
Oh, your friend. Oh, hey, did you see that new cell phone that is completely AI operated? They're calling it AI Companions, and it fits in your pocket. It looks kind of like a Game Boy Color.
And
it operates. It operates outside of iOS and Android. And it.
Where?
And it's. I saw it on the Tik Tok. I forget what it's called, but it's an AI companion phone.
AI companion phone.
Look it up, dog. And it'll literally do anything you want it to do. But it's not a phone, it's an AI companion. It's like having it's like in Blade Runner, but the new one. And it's like having that, you know, what was his girlfriend?
Is it the Rabbit R1?
That might be it.
the most exciting thing since the iPhone. It looks kind of like a Pokedex.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it
it's kind
red?
of got like a Game Boy Color vibe to it.
But like
It's red.
It's got a much bigger screen than that. The rabbit. Let's see if I can get a good picture.
It's a
of it.
very interesting thing, and I watched a solid 45 seconds of it, and then I scrolled.
The Rabbit R1.
Which the R in Rabbit R1 stands for rabbit. So it's the Rabbit 1 AI companion phone. So if you ever get bored of Opus or Otis or whatever his name is,
The Rabbit R1.
you could always upgrade yourself to a.
Well, so the idea was that I could take a whole episode of the show and a computer program could make the clips for me. Just say, look, this is a good spot. It's got good waveforms and shit. And here's this. And then about a year later, Opus came out. So I've been kind of with it ever since.
So you're talking about the idea that this podcast would get big enough that you would have something like that available, but then you would eliminate the job that would be an editor.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the reason we live stream it, is because otherwise I'd have to manage all these giant files and whatnot.
So it sounds like you're anti-jobs.
It's not paying me right now.
I don't know. I thought it'd be funny to
It's
say.
mostly maintaining itself, like the memberships and stuff that I need to, keep.
So you're saying it's its own machine?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the Rabbit R1, you're saying, is finally an alternative to the app-based phone.
Yes.
Oh, might look like a Tamagotchi, but it also might be the first credible alternative to the super dominant iOS Android
I
paradigm.
prefer Donament.
Donimans. Donimans. Sounds like a place where you buy suits. Welcome to Donimans. Let me get your measurements. Go ahead and spread them for me, Jason.
I had the best guy measure me up for a suit once. He had those glasses that you like clip them apart in the middle, like there's a magnet connecting in the middle, and he puts them around like a necklace until he needs them again. And I was flattered as fuck. He just kept complimenting me, and while he was taking my measurements, I think he told me about his mother. I don't know. Really nice guy. This was in the suburbs outside of Kansas City, Missouri. The southern side.
Oh,
That's all
the
I
R1 designed in partnership with Teenage Engineering. They make synthesizers that are really cool.
Hey, look at that.
Entirely voice-based, and it doesn't run apps. Instead, you push the side button to give it instructions, like talking into a walkie-talkie, going by the demo video. It's fast and eerily accurate at understanding your commands. It can understand and use any website on your behalf, which is pretty nuts. Oh, it'll navigate completely through any task you need it to do, instead of just housing the apps for you to do it all yourself.
It's a really neat idea, but I really don't know enough
$199
hard information about it. It's $200 for the phone.
No subscriptions required.
Is it on a Kickstarter?
It must be. Rabbit R1. How do I get one? If it's $199,
The rabbit.
Fifth batch sold out. Pre-order. It's available for pre-order.
You could pre-order batch 6.
Push to talk button. Is it got a camera and a little roller thing on it? It's got a far field microphone.
I gotta tell you, buddy, I don't know enough. I was looking at it. I think it was like 10:30 at night. I was already half asleep. It was the point where I was looking at my phone, but every once in a while I'd drop it because I was falling asleep.
Oh, on your face? That happened to me about 4 o'clock this morning.
Well, I lay on my side when I sleep, so sometimes
Fridays
it'll
are
just
really
fall
hard for me
on the
because
pillow.
it's really hard for me to go to bed at a decent time, even though I get up so early. This is not a sponsor. I just really want one of these. I mean, this is crazy. I would be the obnoxious guy screaming at this thing in public.
You feel free to look at it, check it out, maybe buy one. How much is it?
$199 for the pre-order.
I'll pay for half of it.
Rabbit
since I didn't
OS.
get you anything for your birthday.
Natural language interface.
If you want, I'll give you $100
You want to
towards a Rabbit
split it
R1.
and we'll play with it on the show.
Well, we could, but also, do we have to subscribe to some sort of network?
No subscriptions required.
So it just operates on Wi-Fi.
I guess it'll connect to Wi-Fi.
Okay. And then what do you do when it deems you as no longer necessary and tries to smother you in your sleep?
You let it take you.
Okay. Keenan will be upset.
I'll get her one. It's red too. It matches my guitar.
We have to come do a welfare check and you're both dead via phone murder.
And the things are just trying to crawl into our brains.
They're already in there. They get in your skull like the pixie parasite aliens in the Peacemaker show on HBO.
360 rotational eye. That's why it's got lenses on both sides of the same camera.
Like that. I don't like that.
Because it can decide which way to look.
It can decide which way to murder you.
It looks harmless.
That's
analog
the whole point.
scroll wheel. I love this analog scroll wheel. It looks like a Lego man's head. USB-C and SIM card. It looks small.
I think it is. I think it's like I said. I think it's like smaller than a Game Boy Color. It's like I think it's like this big. Look at my hand. Look at my hand.
Hold on.
Look at my hand.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Okay, I got you.
Look at it. You see it?
Yeah.
I think it's like this big. Where the phone.
You got a phone on you?
Yep. This is an iPhone 13.
That's an iPhone 13?
I think it's like this.
So you think it's like...
I think it's like this
if you
size.
cut the top part of the phone off and made it a square.
I think it's roughly 2/3 the size of an iPhone 13. Just from looking at the guy holding it when he was doing a demonstration in the video that I watched a little bit of.
Really?
Uh-huh. But iPhone also made minis recently. If you wanted to go back to like an iPhone 5
This is
size.
crazy. Teenage Engineering Joe has one of their synthesizers. So they must have designed like the physical thing.
Well, I wish I could tell you.
Oh, it's small. It's like hand sign. It's like
That's what I just fucking said.
No,
You
it's
just-
small. It's
that's
beautiful
what I
though.
just said.
To see it in context, and you're probably bigger than him, the guy I'm seeing here.
Yeah, he's probably
talking
the
about it.
average size guy.
Loving that. Okay, hard cut. Wiggle it out. What else is going on, Daddy?
Oh, just living and working and yeah. I spent 5 hours today demoing a bathroom in Arnold, Missouri.
Oh, Christ Jesus. Never mind. Let's not talk about that.
Then I went home and took a good shower, and then I went to dinner with my future in-laws and my wife-to-be.
This is not compelling.
And then we went and played bocce ball. Is it bocce or bocce?
Bocce.
Bocce.
Bocce. Bocce?
I don't know.
Bocce.
I call it bocce, but I think it's bocce.
Bocce.
I think it's about who you ask.
It's about who you know.
Well, also, there's different parts of Italy. Maybe Northern Italy calls it bocce, and Southern Italy calls it bocce. I think that's called a dialect.
No, I don't even know what I'm allowed to say.
King, what do you think?
I mean, I'm just grateful.
No thoughts.
You have no thoughts?
No, him.
King has no thoughts?
King has no thoughts. Only
I have
bits.
so many things I want to play with this live stream situation.
Okay.
Now's not the time. It's just, new and exciting things are coming. I mean, I think we're both getting to a point where we're not quite so psychotically stressed out. Well, you're probably underemployed right now.
This podcast started during COVID, so we're in a very different place than we were 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I just feel like
Have I talked to you about Red Thunder?
What's Red Thunder?
Red Thunder.
Is that the
Red Thunder?
Is that the Aldi brand?
It's the Aldi brand Red Bull. That is 4 12-ounce cans for $4. They have a sugar-free
Really?
option. And I've made that just my I got to get some caffeine on the go situation because it's so much cheaper than Red Bull. But it's basically the same thing. However, I had some coworkers that were getting scared because it does say on the can, not recommended to consume more than one a day. But Red Bull, why would you say that on a Red Bull, even if it's the same shit? And it all looks like and tastes like the same. It doesn't say it on Red Bull. But why would Red Bull want to do that to their marketing? So because people will drink 3-4 Red Bulls a day. Oh my God, this is Hans. Hi, Hans. That's King. I mixed him up. That's my bad.
Describe the rules of bocce. I really still don't get it.
Oh, so with bocce or bocce, there's 2 teams, and they have 12 rounds, and they have 4 balls per team in a round. And you throw out a target ball down the lane. That's called a Polimo or a Polino?
I heard Polini.
Or Polini?
No, it's Polino.
It might be Polini. But then the object is to get as close with your balls to the target ball as possible without hitting the far end of the court and then you can knock other people's things out of the way, but it's kind of like elimination rules in a way, but also not. Basically, you want to have as many balls as close as possible to the target ball compared to the other team, and then that's how you rack up points. And it's really fun. And is it the Italian American Bocce Club on the hill?
I believe that's where we were.
Is that where we were? And they have a really cheap bar.
Yeah, it was lovely, and it's a lovely place. It's members only, and our uncle, of course, is our mother's sister's husband.
And then we are welcome as guests due to that
had us there as his guests, and that's why I like to go, because I love anything that's exclusive.
But he's also
anything
not
that
Italian.
would make somebody think that I'm cool. But he lives right down the street.
No, that's why. Because he's a Hill resident and he's allowed?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how that worked, because I was like, he's Croatian.
Right.
So I didn't think...
Correct.
I didn't know if that was going to cause an issue. I got scared telling them the name on our tab at the bar, because I was like, that doesn't sound Italian.
Oh, no, it's not like that.
It's like, are they going to give me a dirty look?
That's funny, though.
How exclusive is it? There was a lot of young people there tonight.
I noticed that, too. There was a lot of young guys there playing.
It was like old people and young people. Nothing in the middle.
There was plenty in the middle.
We were in the middle.
Yeah.
But, like, these kids...
Okay.
These kids were just in there, and I was like, who the fuck are these kids?
I mean, they could be members.
Whose
I mean,
kids are
they could be like Vianney guys or something. I don't know.
Fuck Vianney guys.
Okay, well, can we take it easy?
Fuck them.
Can we take it easy?
Fuck them.
You listen.
I actually have nothing against Vianney guys. I don't
Whoa.
really know. I don't know enough of them to care. I do think that school's in a very weird place.
Well, it's centrally located for its demographic.
I guess. Oh, you mean the rich whites?
Okay, what is that supposed to mean?
Vianney.
Yikes.
Feels like it's that kind of thing.
I didn't know that was such a trigger for you.
It's not. I was being dramatic for no reason.
You don't like it there.
Is the camera on you right now?
It's on both of us.
Can they see that fat cat that's on the back of your chair?
Holy God.
Oh, he's so big.
I hadn't been able to see it.
And I got one on me. Just posted. Remember
It's
that
like
time?
this is like the footage of the megalodon.
Remember
you
that
just see his gut.
Remember
swim
that
by.
time that he was flexing his butthole at you?
Oh God, that was the best.
That was a good one.
Those were the good old days.
That was like over a year ago. Time flies. But also, we're back at it. We're not going to try to take 2-month breaks anymore.
Yeah, see? I got other episodes lined up. Dan C. Roth is still coming on. I saw Neil at Trivia the other night. I still got to do an episode with Neil.
Oh, Neil Fox? No,
Neil Wolf.
Sorry.
Yeah, Neil Wolf, who is a Fox and an executive producer. And a gentleman and a scholar. And
Never met him.
Oh, he was just at Trivia Thursday night. You missed it.
Well, I guess
he had all ladies with him, too. I don't know what
I guess
Neil's
if he
out
comes
here
back,
doing.
since I'm doing trivia not this week, but the next 3 weeks.
There's the 3 middle in
The
February.
8th, the 15th, and the what?
And the 22nd.
22nd. I'll be there, folks.
Yeah, Trivia, Bluewood
With
Brewing.
bells
Every
on.
week it's free to play. We give away free beers. It's the hottest trivia game in town. 19 teams last week. It was wild. I need a scorekeeper.
My problem is trivia always happens on like Thursdays. So you kind of got to pick and choose. Just like how you got to pick and choose your Wednesday night karaoke,
Because there's so many.
Because there's so fucking many. Unless you want to do a bounce around.
Where do you like to do karaoke?
I haven't been doing karaoke lately.
But where would you like to? If I said let's go do karaoke
River
tonight,
City Pub on Gravois in Afton.
is that Friday and Saturday nights?
They do it like 3 or 4 nights a week. I like to go on nights where they don't have karaoke just so I can get some peace and quiet.
That's the bar where they sold out a Busch Light when we played there.
Yes, when that cover band that you were in, was it the
I'm still in. We're just,
Brother-in-Law?
we're actively booking.
Is it called Brother-in-Law?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. Yeah, you guys sold them out of so many domestic beers.
Busch Light and Michelob Ultra.
And it was like the sun wasn't even down yet.
And then, yeah, it was the middle of the afternoon. They didn't expect to get hit like that.
Oh, they got hit. And it was like all people we know.
And if I owned a little bar like that, I probably wouldn't want to keep
And you
tons
can
of beer on
well,
hand because I don't want to get stolen.
That was also probably the best business they've had since redoing their back patio, which looks so much better than it used to. It used to be like a gravel pit. Also, the owner is a former lineman, like a guy that would do electrical wiring between the big old posts, and that's why those big posts are in the back.
He still does some line bending.
Does he?
Oh, he does. He'll do a line.
Love that. Good for him.
He'll do a line.
Oh, I bet he will. And then
not a sponsor. It's just coincidental that they do karaoke there all the time. And
and also it's so close to home that we would just go there and have drinks sometimes.
Yeah, it's right.
Because it's right up the street.
Location. It's kind of a secret. I don't know.
Yeah, but also you can smoke in there. So
yeah, that is gross.
Don't wear clothes that you like there, because you will want to go home and shower.
Well, my problem is it gets in my hair.
Exactly. Anyway, I'd woken up hungover after a night at RCP with just tobacco smoke in my beard, and it's bad.
But I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a vibe.
Hey, have you tried that ramen joint that's right up the street here by Lindenwood Park?
Counterculture?
Menu Rui?
No.
Menya Rui?
No.
They just got like #2 restaurant on Yelp or something in the city of St. Louis. They're only open from 5 to 10, like 4 nights a week. But apparently their ramen is amazing. I'm not promoting. I'm just saying I want to go try it.
Yeah, you like ramen. You'd have to pick it up and bring it to me.
Who doesn't like a hot Asian soup?
Is it a quick serve place, or can we eat it there?
I think you eat it there.
Oh, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, we went and got some dim sum on New Year's Day.
Really? Where'd you go?
Lulu's up on Olive.
Oh, really?
And it was amazing, and we got so much. I was worried about how much it was going to cost. It was only $100, and we went crazy.
Dim sum, you can go kind of hog wild at dim sum.
So crazy,
and it's way cheaper than sushi.
My only problem is they didn't come around to offer to refill our drinks that often. But they're busy. That's a big joint. They're packed. They're flowing.
Yeah, I've done that one.
They're pumping out the dim sums.
We got to do that for the pod.
And then we went up there a couple weeks ago, and we got hot pot. Yeah, when's the last time you
got hot pot?
Hot pot. When's the last time you had some hot pot?
I don't know. It's probably been a minute.
It was delicious. And so much. We ordered the beef and the pork, and there was so much meat on those plates that you got to cook in them hot broths. It was wonderful. And then we went and we had a movie night with some friends, and I almost passed out because I was so full of hot pot.
Jesus, you're just like, this isn't therapy. We have to talk about the issues.
You want to talk about the issues? I watched Tusk for the first time since I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Is it the one with Harry Potter?
Justin Long.
Justin Long, that's it.
Justin Long, and it's where he gets turned into a walrus.
Justin Long wasn't Harry Potter.
No.
I've been thinking of Swiss Army Man.
That movie was also strange, but not done by Kevin Smith.
Right. Justin Long gets turned into a walrus.
Mm-hmm. This movie, I recommend you actually have yourself a bit of a doob, maybe an edible, and go give it a watch with a comfortable crowd. Feel free to heckle it.
Like who?
That's just what we did. When I first saw Tusk, I saw it in theaters by myself and drove home in silence.
Clay, that's not normal.
Weird ride. Second time watching it now, years later, with 3 people that I care about, their opinions, and just we get to bond over movies, and we joked and laughed the whole fucking time, and it was a wild ride, and I enjoyed it.
Ooh, Red State's on Prime.
What? For rent or for free stream?
Oh, no, it's on Movie Sphere.
Oh, well, I don't know.
What is the deal with the
that?
paywalls? Can I watch it on YouTube?
I don't know. But
it's on Movie
I
Sphere.
recommend you spark yourself a doober, and then you go watch Tusk with some friends.
How am I supposed to watch Red State?
Figure it out.
You think Tusk is good?
I enjoyed watching it more the second time. It went from like a 2 out of 10 to like a 7 out of 10 in my book, just because my experience was so much better. But you can't just watch it for what it is. You gotta kind of make fun of it the whole time.
Oh, no, that one's on Cinemax.
You gotta do that, or else it's not gonna be a fun ride.
Did you see Zombievers?
Yeah, a long time ago.
That's a good one.
I had a period of time where
I ain't seen The Witch. Is The Witch good?
Yeah.
What I still guilty pleasure of mine. The Blair Witch.
Well, so what I used to do with my friends back in the day, back when Netflix was like kind of shitty, but like it was a streaming app.
There were some rough patches. There were some serious parts of the year too.
We would
some
have
content dips.
once a week for like 6 months. We had B-rated Netflix movie night, and we would watch shitty horror movies on Netflix, and it was a wonderful experience. We watched Shark Mountain. We watched
Which one is
Zombievers.
Which one is Shark Mountain?
Shark Mountain's the one where ghost sharks eat people in the mountains, and turns out it's all related to some sort of Native American totem curse. But one of the first lines out of the main protagonist's mouth is, "I'm a Marine." And that just sets a tone for a movie.
You know what? I watched all those John
Where they
Wick
have to
movies when we
declare
had that weather, you know?
The John Wick movies are like, I need a gun.
That's the one. And it's not quite that exaggerated.
Martin Lawrence, or not Martin Lawrence, Lawrence Fishburne.
Martin Lawrence.
Different person completely. Lawrence Fishburne's like, "Are you ready, John Wick?" And he's like, "Yeah." I still full-heartedly believe that John Wick has autism, and they don't talk about it the entire time.
Shark Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Avalanche sharks.
No, I'm
Mountain shark.
pretty sure it's called Shark Mountain. It might have been so bad that they just
Canadian
scrapped
made for
it.
television horror film.
Could be.
Avalanche sharks.
Oh no, I've been calling it Shark Mountain for years.
Shark Mountain is a nature documentary.
I mean, that was back in the time where I wouldn't go home for days at a time, and I would sleep on a dog bed if I had to. Like, I was a dark time. But we liked those movies. You know?
Avalanche sharks. So this lady's going to fight this shark with a sword? Mm-mm. She's going to machete?
No, I don't think that's it.
You don't think I did the right thing with avalanche sharks?
I don't think that's it.
What could it be?
I don't think it's important enough to dig too much into.
I'm way into it. I got to know what happened with these sharks. Avalanche sharks, 2014. You think it was older?
Buddy, hold on. Mountain Shark Mountain, 2004. Nope, that was a nature documentary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bruh.
Man, I don't know.
You were swearing by it a moment ago. Now you're telling me it isn't real.
Okay, hold on. What's it called? Avalanche Sharks?
Avalanche sharks.
I'm going to tell you exactly if this is it real quick. Avalanche Sharks 2014. Ooh, okay. Are you just going off the
Poster?
The poster. So,
She's got a ski stick poker thing, and she's
a
got a
bikini
machete.
contest that turns into a horrifying affair when it's hit by a shark avalanche.
Okay, that doesn't sound like what you described to me.
You're
saying they were ghost sharks?
I'm saying that they were ghost sharks that were haunting the mountain from a Native American
You can't look this up. You can't look
Totem.
into this at all.
curse. I'm saying that this doesn't look like it.
Alexa, is there a movie where the ghosts of sharks attack people on a mountain?
You really think that Alexa's going to answer that?
Who would know?
What did she say?
Let me ask GPT, I guess.
Buddy, my whole thing is I don't know if we're going to be able to solve this before we hit
Describe
the
it
hour
to
mark.
me again, though. I have to know. Are you
Okay,
kidding?
hold on.
We've spent this much time on this?
Ghost sharks.
Is there a movie where the ghosts of sharks
On the
haunt
mountain.
people on a mountain because of a Native American totem curse?
Okay, this says it's Avalanche Sharks from 2014.
But it's a bikini contest? You left out the part about the bikini
I don't
contest.
remember. But, you know, Zombievers was also very sexualized, and it was mostly about zombie beavers. But there was some titty, you know, and so that's a whole thing. And sometimes those movies, you kind of forget why they're there. You just think it's just some dumb kids on a mountain. Like, why would this guy that's a Marine be involved in a bikini contest on a mountain?
Is he working security for the location?
Maybe he was working for the ski lodge as a groundskeeper or something. I don't frickin' know. Friggity fraggity. I don't know. But you know what? If it's Avalanche Sharks and not Shark Mountain, then I have some people I have to call and apologize to. This is just like when I said Guitar Center and Watson was closed.
I was just listening to that the other day.
Man.
when you're like, it's gone.
You know, and every time I pass it out, I'm like, oh God, I lied to so many people. I lied to like several people about that, and they were very upset. I remember I told Seth Donnelly, and he's like, I used to drive into town from Herculaneum, and go there. And I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, but it's gone. And there was this moment where I saw it in his eyes. His dreams were shattered. And then I get to find out weeks later that was a lie. This is like when I told people that P.T. Anderson and Wes Anderson were brothers.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Which we talked about on that podcast, on that episode. And it's like, you know what? Oh, goodness gracious. I need to get my facts straight before I start freaking talking.
You start running your mouth.
I do that a lot.
All over town.
I talk so much.
What's that about?
I just like to talk.
Who lets you get away with that?
Usually a lot of people. I don't get told to shut up very often.
I feel like I'm responsible a little bit.
Maybe. But I mean, if no one else is going to talk, someone's gotta.
I think that's the problem. That's probably a problematic ideology that you and me
Because people aren't talking, someone's got to say some words.
Perpetuate maybe a little bit for ourselves.
Yeah, but then, the more words that come out of your mouth, the more likely you are to put your foot in your mouth.
Oh.
What? What are you looking at?
No, nothing.
Okay.
I heard a noise.
You got 3 dogs upstairs and 2 fat cats down here. And that's your ice maker.
Oh, you know what it is?
What?
The cat is trying to break into the cabinet to get to the cat food.
Oh.
Look.
They're geniuses.
Look at him. That rat bastard.
Look at that fat little bastard.
He knows that cat food's in there. They love it. It's the blue buffalo
He's like, is this
salmon.
the cabinet with the cat food and the guns?
He knows. Yeah, that's where I keep the ammunition and the cat food. I seriously thought someone was breaking into the home.
Look at him go. He's actively trying to get to the cat food.
He's making a ruckus, though, but when I have one in-ear monitor in like I do, it's very...
He's bringing the motherfucking ruckus.
Ooh, girl. So, what about you? Have you been, actually, we clipped that you talking about, becoming a handyman. Mm-hmm. A crafted professional.
Mm-hmm. I prefer tradesman.
A tradesmith.
Mm-hmm. A smith of the trade.
A smythe, even.
I actually don't do anything. I just create trades.
You just trade, like, stocks and bonds?
No. I'm mostly wares and goods.
Wares? Mm-hmm. Like, what's a ware?
Like that shirt you're wearing.
You trade shirts?
Mm-hmm. I trade shirts.
Whose shirt?
I could trade you a shirt right now.
Whose shirt is that you got on?
Give me that shirt, I'll give you this shirt. Trade.
I do like that shirt. You're wearing a lovely blue Carhartt.
It's very comfortable.
It's comfortable, breathable. Mm-hmm. This is a cool shirt, but my wife ordered this on the internet, so it's not mine to give away.
Okay.
It was for that contest.
Well, then we just won't even bother.
But
next time I have more wares, we'll do a trade.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, who's that old guy that's in Tusk, that's in a lot of these kind of movies?
Oh, the guy that plays the bad guy?
Yeah.
He did so well in that movie.
Love him.
And I can't remember his name. Hold on.
Michael Parks.
That's his name. That's his name.
Because he's in Planet Terror.
He did such a good job.
He was on, I wonder if he was on a lot of Twin Peaks. He was in season 1 of Twin Peaks.
Ugh. I mean, he just plays a scary guy.
Oh, I have access to Planet Terror on Paramount Plus. That's crazy.
That is on there right now.
And
so this
Death
guy,
Proof is also
oh, God,
on there.
he died in 2017.
Death Proof is my favorite. The ending
Michael
of
Parks
Death
is dead. He died 3 years after Tusk. That's so sad.
Didn't he have lung cancer?
He's
though,
also
for a
in
long
Red
time?
State. He's Planet Terror. Kill Bill Volume 2. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe he's dead. That's sad.
Let me get a picture of him. I don't know. I feel like I'm cluttering the screen. There isn't a mainstream movie that exactly matches the description given. AI didn't know about avalanche sharks. It's got to be that one. You just remember different elements of that movie.
I remember a lot of weird little things about that movie, but it's like, you know what? I don't really need to... Like, I don't care about the bikini competition. I care about the ghost sharks. You know? And I don't even know if it was revealed that they're ghost sharks until the end of it. Like, they're spirits of the mountain. It gets weird. I don't know. It's okay. But then there was another one about a zombie that falls in love. Not Warm Bodies.
Oh, another one?
There was a different one. Mm-hmm. Warm Bodies was good. That was with that one guy.
I'm about to say, he really sold that.
He really did. He did a great job. I enjoyed Warm Bodies. I thought it was a fun little goofy rom-com set in a post-apocalyptic zombie situation.
Because, like, but you were saying there's another one?
There is another one. I think this one was English, and this one was like the zombie doesn't turn back into a person. It's not like his love ignites his heart. You know, it's different. This one, I think the guy is in love, but then becomes a zombie, but he's still in love, kind of thing. Zombification is very complex. You know what's less complex? Cloning celebrities.
Yeah, do you think they're doing that?
I really think they are.
We talked about it
We did.
earlier today, even.
I was trying to circle back to it.
I mean, so who else have they cloned?
Kanye.
You think Kanye's a clone?
Mm-hmm. And we talked about this before already, but Paul McCartney is not a clone, but he is a lookalike.
Right, we covered that.
But this was way before cloning. Paul McCartney died in a car accident, and they had a lookalike contest, and the guy who won. They offered him the option to be Paul McCartney.
Definitely, yeah.
Which was really a good call. You know, their agent did an amazing job filling that slot. Did you ever see Across the Universe?
The Beatles movie?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
It was a good one.
Yes.
What happened to that guy?
Who?
The guy that was in that in 21. The guy with the little beauty mark.
Oh, the Irish guy?
Yeah, that one. What happened to that kid? He was all around for a minute, and then he wasn't.
Jim Sturgis.
Jim Sturgis. What happened to Jim Sturgis?
Jim Sturgis. He did a movie called Alone Together in 2022. Mm-hmm. He did a movie called Geostorm in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
In 2016.
I just feel like he fell off.
He was in a BBC Two show.
I feel like we're doing a lot of random just babbling about movies and stuff now.
He works on music, I think.
Ooh, actually, while we're on the subject, how do you feel about Jake Gyllenhaal being the front runner?
So the UFC stuff was all for Roadhouse?
Yes, it was all for Roadhouse.
So they added a UFC background to Roadhouse.
And Conor McGregor is in the movie. And
yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he's the bad guy. And I just don't...
Here's the thing,
I don't give a shit.
You know I love Roadhouse.
I love Roadhouse.
And Patrick Swayze's dead.
I'm pretty sure both of us have DVDs.
And I'm really proud of Jake Gyllenhaal in what could be the second or third act of his career going for something like that.
Well, yeah, because he did Southpaw, which was about boxing.
Yeah, and it's an interesting angle, and maybe for the audience of people that would like the old Roadhouse anyway, maybe it's a good movie.
It's not Roadhouse, though, because it sounds like, altogether, it sounds like he's like a cocky mixed martial arts fighter douchebag, while Swayze's Roadhouse, he was the cooler. He was like, hey, be nice. Kick some ass if you gotta, but be nice. And it just doesn't sound like this is going to be the same movie. So how dare they rewrite Roadhouse? Also, if Sam Elliott doesn't make a cameo, what are you doing?
Can he?
He should. He's alive.
I guess that would be a secret.
I'm saying that, you know, if he doesn't come in there and call Jake Gyllenhaal Miho, not being the same character, but just as like a random guy that's like being like, hey, listen here, Miho, figure out your shit. And then, you know,
that's your Sam Elliott.
It was a very lightly, you know, added.
Do it again.
Listen here, Miho.
Did you see they're actually doing a sequel to The Big Lebowski?
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary either. And also, I don't see why the Coen brothers would allow that to be a thing.
Did they not do it? Are they not doing it?
I don't get it. But also, I mean, you know, they got other things they could pay attention to. They still do stuff. They executive produced Fargo, the TV series, just put out the 5th season. You know, they could focus on other things. They don't have to make a Big Lebowski sequel.
Are they actually doing that?
What?
The Big Lebowski 2?
I mean, it sounds like it's happening. But here's my whole problem. Why? Why do that? I don't want to see John Goodman's skinny, saggy flesh self trying to be the same dude. I don't want to see that.
Okay, maybe it's not really happening.
And Jeff Bridges being that old. He's been so old for so long. Did you see him in Hell or High Water?
No, which one's that?
That's the one with Chris Pine and the other guy, and they rob banks.
Is it like old-timey?
It's from the same guy that did Sicario. No, they're brothers that rob banks.
In present day?
It's from, it came out like 8 years ago, I feel like.
Still robbing banks? Oh, did you see this story?
Ugh.
A guy gets found not guilty of robbing a certain bank, and then immediately goes and robs maybe even the same bank.
That's called double jeopardy. They can't get him again.
You think that's why he did it?
That's exactly it. Someone told him, you know what it is? If you get cleared on this, you should go rob a fucking bank because they can't get you twice. If you get proven innocent of a crime, you're so not likely to get, convicted of the same crime if you do it again. There was a Hillary Swank movie or something about that. It was called Double Jeopardy.
Oh, okay. Actually, it's not as easy to find bank robberies as I thought. They are happening in the present day.
Sure. People get desperate. People need money. Banks have some money. Not all of them. Some lie. That happened. But, what do you think that, the days are
5 days ago, Colorado Springs bank robbery suspects arrested after getaway car leaves them behind.
That's funny.
That would,
Dude just sprawled out.
That's why I would have to have you with me. One of us would have to make sure that the other one got out of there.
Oh, you would leave me behind.
I would never leave you behind.
Yes, you would.
I would. Listen, if I left you behind in a bank robbery, I would totally expect you to snitch on me.
No, you would get us busted like Dave Chappelle in Blue Streak when they had all the cigarettes outside of the car, but instead it would be Diet Cokes.
Yeah, they would find my fingerprints all over Diet Coke cans all up and down the street.
Yeah.
Or in the car.
It'd
be my DNA on Diet Coke and left in the back of the car.
We're trying to do the heist, and you're just sucking down DCs. And a cop's like, that's a lot of Diet Coke cans outside of that car. What's he doing loitering? Just like they did with Dave Chappelle and the cigarettes in Blue Streak.
Because there was just tons of cigarettes on the sidewalk?
On the street. He was just dropping out the window. Ripping smokes.
Okay, apparently people are getting away with bank robberies all the time. I'm trying to find the bank robbery I was telling you about. It looks like it doesn't even matter. There's so many more interesting ones.
Well, they're all insured by the FDIC.
FDIC. That is
so if
correct.
a bank gets robbed, no one. It's really unless you shoot somebody and kill them, or assault somebody, or traumatize somebody. Really, it's a victimless crime. They get the money back, and you get to keep it. But they also. All those bills are marked with serial numbers, and they can report any of those bills missing. And then if you turn up using those bills,
that's no bueno.
They can create a paper trail, literally, and find you. It's not easy to do that anymore, unless you swap out the bigger bills for smaller bills at small places over time, but that's going to take so long. Who the fuck cares? That's basically laundering, I guess. But
man attempts to rob bank with note. Manager writes back, no.
That's funny. I like that one.
That's a good one. That's in...
This is a robbery. Give me all of your money.
WSB, where's
no.
that? Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just silly. When I pulled out $10,000 to buy my car in cash, my bank didn't have enough big bills to fulfill that.
Why'd you have all that money in cash?
I bought the car for cash.
But doesn't that mean you just pay for it in full?
Yeah, but I literally walked in with cash. And I've never driven around with $10,000 in cash on me. That made me anxious.
I got all this cash on me.
But they gave me 2 big old envelopes full of cash, and a lot of them had to be made up in 20s after a bit because I took all of their hundreds
and all their 50s
and all of their 50s.
Did they ask you why?
Hmm?
Did they ask you why you needed all that cash?
I told them I was buying copious amounts of drugs.
And they were like, "Oh, word, pimp."
Yep. And then they said, just 1 second, please.
They said, "Okay, no problem."
Yeah.
No, I got you, gang. So you want some fives with that?
I told them I was going to buy a car, and they said, "Great, 1 second." And then they apologized like they were so upset that they couldn't give me big bills to a certain extent.
Exclusively.
They gave me like $7,500 in big bills, and the rest had to be filled with 20s. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm not bothered. It's the same amount of money. But it took so long to count that up in front of me, because that's what they do, is they put it on the table, and they count it out in front of you. And I was like, I'm sorry. This seems like a lot.
No, I mean, they're probably grateful to have something to do.
Mm-hmm.
right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that the vibe? Mm-hmm. In those places?
Mm-hmm. And then I took the two envelopes of money and I smacked them together like those bricks they do for people that train for swimming, and I walked out. That's it.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, it's like clap, clap, and I was out the door.
Well, how are we doing on time?
I don't know. Usually the music starts, or you tell me to shut up.
No, I didn't want us to have a hard out because we're not in a hurry. So.
Oh, well.
So we're good at any point.
That's a thing, but also. Yep.
What?
I don't know. I got nothing. I feel like we covered all the things that you had on the list.
Did we? No, we didn't.
What?
SIUE Chem grad student ousted after cooking meth on campus.
I love that, actually.
I mean, guys, you have to decide what you want from your children.
If you could make meth in a parking lot in a water bottle,
you could fucking do it in a chem lab on campus.
Actually, yeah.
You're getting your master's in chemistry?
There is a big problem where they probably contaminated and then voided the use of a lot of expensive equipment.
Oh, yeah, because if that's discovered like that, they have to like hard scrub that whole wing.
That was a dog.
I know. They scare me when they do that.
They gotta get rid of all that stuff because it's contaminated and it was used for.
They probably gotta quarantine it and have
practices.
hazmat come in. It's probably very expensive.
And then the school probably is not, given any money to replace that equipment. So that kid was being an inconsiderate asshole.
It says grad student though. They could have. I mean, how young is a grad student? They're at least 22.
They're all younger than me. It doesn't matter.
23. I wonder if it says if he was trying to sell it all, or was it
Well, did you just put it on your list and not actually look into it?
Well, no, I had read it, but it's been a couple days.
And you don't remember any more details?
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
You know why you don't remember any more details? It's because you're doing too much.
Chemistry grad student is accused of making meth in campus science lab after professors tipped to police. Authorities say Jeremy Smalling came on police's radar after professor noticed suspicious materials in an on-campus lab. A chemistry grad student has been charged with 4 felonies. Research assistant at Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville, which is kind of local to here. That's only 45 minutes away.
Did he use a pseudoephedrine cook, or did he do a P2P?
Hold on, I'm telling you right now. 4 felony charges. He made methamphetamine on campus with an intent to sell it. Mm-hmm. Jeremy Smalling, 45. So he's a grad student. But
Damn, 45.
Is not a young person. Is charged with aggravated unlawful participation in meth manufacturing, unlawful possession of meth with intent to deliver, unlawful possession of meth precursor, and unlawful possession of a meth manufacturing material, according to online court records reviewed by People magazine.
I also don't know anything about the processes of cooking meth. I was just joking with stuff I heard on Breaking Bad at some point.
He was in his second year of SIUE's master's program.
So he fucked that up. It's probably going to be hard for me to finish this program.
Residue tested in a bowl and a beaker found in the lab on campus tested positive for chemicals used during the manufacture of methamphetamine or byproducts of meth. And
what an idiot.
He was blocked from purchasing medication 45 times.
Why would... Ugh. That's just silly.
So
what do you even say to that?
Not subtle. Not young, not subtle. I'm glad we figured that out because now we have no reason to feel bad for that guy.
Not young, not subtle.
It's like, hey, you're 45. Don't make meth at school.
Not young, not subtle. Next album.
It sounds so crazy to have to say it out loud. You're 45 years old. Quit cooking meth at school.
Well, if he was like a custodian, that'd be pretty funny.
No, he was a grad student.
No, but going in after hours, you're mopping the place, but then next thing you know,
Goodwill Hunting, but he's from West Virginia.
Yeah, and instead of
Southie, he's from West Virginia.
Instead of solving the problem board, you are just cooking meth after hours.
Have you ever watched The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia?
Of course I have.
I bought it on Amazon so that I can watch it whenever I want because it comes in and out.
I love that for you.
It's my favorite. I watched it the other day.
I haven't watched it in probably a decade.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things.
It's such a good one.
I think it is time to start wrapping this up, though.
That's good.
Guys,
an all right one.
Jacob V Weekly, jacobv.com, JACOBVI.com. There you can find Caddyshack, and you can also find patreon.com/JacobV, the only place to support this show financially. We're getting back in the groove here. We're trying to be bigger than better than ever. We are currently streaming live on X. I believe we're live on Instagram. I don't know.
That was Twitter.
That one works funny. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Is there another one? That's pretty good for now. We drop clips almost every day right now on Instagram, Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Find me there. Baby brother, we'll be back in a week.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you.
And I love all of you.
Jacob V. Weekly. Bye, everyone.